In this video, we'll discuss how to make a progressive web app from a UX component. So we'll start with a simple UX component that makes an Ajax callback to the server. So we'll run this component here to demo it. So you can see if we go into working preview now, and we press this button, we make an Ajax callback to the server, and we display the date and time in a div on the screen. So let's now turn this into a PWA. So in order to do that, you select the component, and then you click the PWA icon on the toolbar. And the first thing you'll notice is that there's a requirement to specify the URL for Ajax callbacks. So if your PWA is going to make Ajax callbacks to the server, then you do need to specify what the URL is where the Ajax callback should be directed. So since we don't know what this URL is yet, we first need to go and publish this component and then use that URL from the published location. So let's go now back to our component and run it. But before we do that, let's also make sure that our server is running HTTPS, because PWAs require the HTTPS protocol. So I'm going to go here to Web Development Server, and I can see that my development server is in fact using TLS SSL. So this is in fact using HTTPS, and I'm running on port 10.444. So let's go ahead now, and we can run this component in live, in working in sort of not live, in live preview. So we'll go ahead there and run it in live preview. And when we run it in live preview, what happens is the component gets published to the live preview site. So we're going to take this URL and we're going to use this URL as our URL for Ajax callbacks. So let's go back now to our component, go back to alpha, and then select the component, click on PWA, and then go to the property for the URL for Ajax callbacks, and then paste that value in, and then delete the page name. So we just were left with the base URL over there, and you can see that we're using the HTTPS protocol. So now that we have that all done, let's go ahead and build our PWA. And you can also notice that after the PWA has been built, we're going to publish to Amazon S3, and we have the choice of using any one of our own private S3 bucket connection strings, or we can use the Alpha Software connection string. So the Alpha Software connection string allows you to publish your PWA for installation purposes to an Alpha Software owned bucket. For production, we recommend that you use a private S3 bucket. So let's go ahead now and run this. So the PWA file set is being created, and after it's being created, it's going to get uploaded to Amazon S3. And then once it's uploaded to Amazon S3, we can install the PWA on our computer. So it's uploading to S3 now. And we'll see that it has been uploaded, and we'll see that there's an icon here that says install the app. So I'm going to go ahead now and install the app. So installing this app called Ajax. And then we have a prompt here at the bottom saying, would we like to pin it onto the taskbar? So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. So we've now got our PWA running over here. And if we press this button, we're going to make an Ajax callback to the server to get the results. So in order to basically launch the PWA, we can just tap on this icon on the taskbar, and that will load the PWA. And you can see it loads extremely quickly because it's not loading it from the server, it's loading it from cached data. So let's go and examine now how we can update the PWA. So I'm going to make a change to this component, changing the label on this button from Ajax 3 to Ajax 4. So we'll go back to our PWA over here, and then go to controls, and then go to Ajax 3 here, and change that to Ajax 4, save that, close the component down. And then we're going to rebuild the PWA. And when we do that, we need to bump the cache, the dynamic cache and static cache versions. So you can see I can press these buttons and these static cache version number and the dynamic cache version number increased. I'm also going to go here and change the theme color. So I'll go there and change it to a green color over there. So go ahead now and hit save. So the PWA file set is now being recreated and it's going to be uploaded to S3. And now we can launch, once this is done, we can launch the PWA. So the first time we launch the PWA, the changes will not be visible because the PWA is being loaded from the static cache. So let's go ahead now and close this down and go back to our PWA. And we'll see it still says Ajax 3 and it's still got purple over there. So we'll close it down and launch it a second time. So now we see that the PWA has been updated. It now says PWA 4 here, and the theme color has been set to green. So let's close this down now and go make an additional change to the PWA. So I'll go there and I'll change it now from Ajax 4 to Ajax, say 5 over there. Click OK, save it, and go back now and go PWA. We'll bump the cache numbers again, and then we'll change the theme color to this bluish color over here. Go ahead and save it now. So we can go now and open up the PWA. And we'll see that it's still green. And we'll do it one more time. And now basically we can see that the color is purple and it now says Ajax 5. So what we've shown here is how the PWA is updated automatically when you make changes and then republish the PWA to the S3 bucket after you've bumped the cache version numbers. Thanks very much for watching.